for this DCA, there's lots of directions, so make sure you read them carefully. And I'm going to show you how to get things into Desmos the correct way. So you have to create different transformations and dilations. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with a triangle. And that is going to be your pre-image. And then from your pre-image, you have to have 2 translations, 2 reflections, 2 rotations, but they cannot be 360 degrees, and 2 dilations, one to make it bigger, one to make it smaller. And you want to mix them up, so don't just go in order. You need to tell us the description. So like maybe it's a rotation of 90 degrees. And then you'll also have a new set of ordered pairs. And each time, so down here, this is important, each time you're using the previous ordered pairs. You're not going back to the original pre-image. You're always using the previous ordered pairs. So the next screen, this is the video that you're watching. All right, so when you start putting stuff in, this screen is very important. It has all space for all of your translations and dilations. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick 3 points that make a triangle. So let's say I have 0, 4, and you might have to use your zoom to find every point there. And then maybe my next point, I want it to be -2, 1. And how about my next point is 5, 2. Now, do you see how that did not make a triangle? So what we actually have to do to get our triangles, we have to repeat our first point. So 4, 0, 4 to close the polygon. So we have to repeat the first one each time. So you're actually going to list 4 points so that your triangle is closed. That's my pre-image. So then I scroll down. It says description 1. So you get to pick. You could do a translation, a rotation, a reflection, a dilation, whatever you'd like to do. And you're just going to type in here what it is. So let's say I want to reflect over the x-axis. So I'm going to do a reflection over the x-axis. So I'm going to look over here, and this is my x-axis. So this point right here, 5, 2, I'm going to reflect it over the x-axis. So I'm going to type that point in to my next table. So this point, if I reflect it, would be 5, -2. Then I do the same with this point, 0, 4. Well, if I reflect it, it would be down here. So that would make that 0, -4. And I would do the same thing with this point, -2, 1. If I reflect it, it's going to be right here. So that's going to be -2, -1. But again, my triangle is not closed. So for my 4th point, I have to repeat the first one, my first point, to get it to close the triangle, like that. So there's 1 out of 8 done. So I did a reflection. So what should I do next? You can pick what you do. Maybe I'm going to do a translation. Maybe I want to move it 2 to the right and down 1. So I would use my second image, this image, and I would look at those points. So this point is 5, -2. And I want to move it 2 to the right and down 1. So that looks like that would be 7, -3. And I would type that in, 7, -3. And then I'd use this point. So if I go 2 to the right, that's going to be 2. And if I go 1 down, that's going to be -5. So I'd have 2, -5. Whoops, I put 6. -5. And then this point, I would need to move it 2 to the right and 1 down. So this point is -2, 1. So if I go 2 to the right, I'm at 0, and 1 down would be -2. So 0, -2. And then I need to close my triangle. So 7, -3, I repeat that. So now I've done 2 of my transformations that I needed. So you would keep going. So maybe next you're going to do a dilation. Maybe next you're going to do a rotation. And remember, each time you're using the previous points. And you keep going until you fill in all of your tables. Once you fill in all of your tables, you hit next and you answer the questions about some observations of that you're going to make.